So tell me about yourself.
All right, my name is Rohan Mullin. I'm a former Australian men's fast pitch softball pitcher.
Hmm.
But 8 years ago, I suffered a massive stroke and lost all the left side of my body. I lost my company, I lost my wife, I lost my house, I lost everything. It took me 2 years to learn to walk again, and since then I've been working on improving myself every day. So now I'm looking to get into motivational speaking to help others through the pain that I've suffered, to teach them the learnings that I've learned over the last 8 years.
Awesome. So what do you feel like you want to bring to Speakers Bank the most?
Well, the main thing I want to teach everybody is positivity. That anything you can create, anything you can do, anything you put your mind to, so long as you have positive energy and have positive people around you. Whether it be a workplace, a sports organisation, a community group, any type of organisation.
Amazing. So within positivity, do you think there's a limit within your disability that prevents you from being positive sometimes?
Well, I have a disability, but I also have choices. I'm exactly the same as any able-bodied person in that when I get up of a morning and after I take my first step, I have choices. I choose what I do exactly the same as what you do. So in a sense, we're all the same. So it's all about making choices, and are we making the right choices in the world?
Okay, I love that. So, how did you originally acquire the disability? What happened in that process?
Well, unfortunately, due to my family history, so thanks mum and dad, I have hypertension, which is high blood pressure, which I didn't even know what blood pressure was before, which caused me to have a massive bleed on my brain. So I went into work one day, started to slur my words, fell over. Then that night, having brain surgery to save my life, and so I've been doing rehab. It's also been the best thing ever to happen to me. Because the good part about having a brain injury is that you learn something every day. It's like having to relearn everything. Amazing. It's terrifying, but it's also really exciting.
Absolutely, absolutely. So, what do you think the best advice you'd give to someone else would be?
My advice would be try anything. Like, I always do a worst case scenario, what can happen. Like, we spoke earlier about failing. A lot of people are afraid to fail. But if you've never failed, then you've never really tried. It's about having a go and just going out there and doing your best. All you can ever do is try your best. Mm-hmm. And then positive things can come from that.
Absolutely. Okay, here's a really good question I think you're going to like. What do you think the biggest dream you want to achieve is?
Biggest dream?
Mm-hmm.
Well, for me personally, it's just about, I'm building my own sportswear brand, but more importantly, it's about helping others. My motivational speaking is all about trying to help to communicate that there is possibilities out there. Get out of your comfort zone and just be a better person, or be a better father, be a better co-worker. Essentially, I just want to give hope to people.
What do you think the best way to foster hope is? The best way to make people feel they have the hope.
Well, I believe everybody has hope in that, there are no limits in the world. The only limits are what we put on ourselves. I've had hundreds of doctors tell me over my journey that, oh, you'll never do this again, you'll never do that again. But the point being is they don't know. You know in your heart of hearts what you can do. Mm-hmm. And you never look too far forwards. You always stay in the now. I never look in the past. I don't try to think about my softball past, about travelling around the world, and I don't look too far in the future. I try to stay in the present. I think too many people think ahead and think of what they had and what they didn't have, and rather than staying in the now.
So that's absolutely true. So what do you think the negative aspect of staying in the past is?
Well, the past is exactly that. It's the past. You can't do anything about it. Like, I don't have any regrets. I've made a lot of mistakes in my life, but I can't regret those because I can't do anything about it. All I can do is try to be a better person every day. Mm-hmm. My biggest motto is I work on 1% improvement every day. It's amazing how if I can get 1% improvement, that things will move forward.
100%. So what do you feel are your biggest challenges?
My biggest challenges are basically trying to get over the stigma of having a disability. People look at someone like me and they might think that I have a weakness. Whereas I think I've got more strength than most people. I go to gym with a young Indian, an 18-year-old Indian fellow who has 2 bad legs. And I tell him all the time, I'm like, we're better than normal people because we have to get up every day and deal with the pain and suffering we have every day. My pain that I have is with me 24/7. Normal people don't have to deal with that, but we do every day. And we don't complain about it, we just get up and get on with it because we have to. So it's part of the joy of it.
So do you think there's like a negative stigma now around disability? That's something that you notice a lot these days.
Big time. I never noticed things like bad footpaths. I never noticed things like going to restaurants that don't have disabled. I knew nothing about disability before I actually had one. And now I feel the impact myself. People look at me and the way that they talk to me now and talk down to me, because I have a disability.
So what do you think a really good way to remove that stigma would be?
Well, I think it's just more people like myself getting out there in public and showing that we have worth. I'm not a disabled person. I'm a person with a disability. That is a total difference. So I want people to look at us as a person, not as a disabled person.
Yeah, so you want to be normalised in society.
Exactly.
You shouldn't be seen as a disability.
Exactly. We're a person first. So because I can't move my left arm, doesn't make me less than someone else. I've still got a good right arm, and so...
If you were to attend one of the biggest speaking gigs, what do you think your biggest speech or motivational speech would be upon?
I think it would be about just learning to be yourself and to trust yourself. Always don't try to change yourself for other people. So I think it's about just getting up every day and just working on that 1% improvement. I'll give you a perfect example. I remember when I was in a wheelchair for 2 years, and for me to go to have a shower, I had to get out on a commode and go into my ex-wife would take me into the shower and then bring me back. And I remember looking at that shower thinking, I will never be able to walk into that shower again. But over time, over working hard in physio and rehab every day, I can now walk to the shower, I can walk to the shops, I can do anything that I like. Even though the doctors told me, well, I'll need to go in a home, I'll probably never walk again, I'll probably never do this again. They don't know. My talks are all about being positive on yourself and working hard. There's a famous Buddhist saying in that, don't look at the reward at the end of the journey is the reward. And I live my life by that. So.
Okay. So what do you think something that really motivates you and pushes you to always be better is? What's the biggest motivator?
Well, I was brought up that way with my family. So my dad, when I was playing sports, he said to me, he never knew a lot about sports. All he said to me is, son, when you walk out there, you were the best player out there. When you walk off, you're just a regular person. But when I played, I always walked out like I was the best. And when I walked out against teams, I walked out and I knew I was going to beat them because I knew I worked harder than them before the game started. The game doesn't start when the lights switch on. The games start in the 2 weeks or the years before that you did all the training that I did. Like, preparation is key to life. Prepare.
So do you think having a positive mindset and thinking positively about anything can always help you get through any issues that you have?
Well, I know one thing is that only let positive people around you because life is hard enough as it is, let alone having negative thoughts or negative people around you. Like, life is hard. You have to get up every day, dust yourself off, and get up and keep going. We all have hurdles in life. My hurdles, or a disabled person's hurdles, are just a little bit higher at the moment. But we all have hurdles. Everybody has issues. I'm fortunate now that I was put in an uncomfortable position. Now I'm comfortable in being uncomfortable all the time. So nobody likes being taken out of the comfort zone. That's why it's called a comfort zone.
So you think taking someone out of their comfort zone will help them learn more and help them be comfortable what is uncomfortable?
Well, exactly. Nobody likes being taken outside of their comfort zone because it's called a comfort zone for a reason. That's why people go to see a personal trainer, because they want that person to train them harder. Your bar is here, you work with a personal trainer, all of a sudden your bar is there. It's about increasing your bar just 1% every day. You know, my word used to be hope. Hope means that you rely on other people to help you. Now my word is will. I will get out of bed and I will do it myself. And no one will stop me.
Okay. So,
Words are important.
if you have the biggest message you can give out to anyone right now, what would it be?
Belief. Believe in yourself. And like I said, have positive people around you and just believe in yourself. Get up and do it yourself.
Amazing.